Hey everybody, today on the first 10 minutes, we take a look at a nice, good-natured rat who just cannot seem to stand in the right spot. So here I am. I am playing Twitch, AD Carry, and this is me branching out a little bit. I've played a whole bunch of games of Nidalee, and I really have enjoyed her. But I also want to play some of the other roles, particularly roles that have different physical dexterity mechanics. And so AD Carry is one of those, which we'll kind of explore a little bit in this video. We'll speed it up a little bit. So basically, I'm really wanted to explore with Twitch. This is one of my first. I've played a few games with Twitch, but this is one of my first ranked games without any friends, without dual queuing. I normally dual queue with I often dual queue with a Soraka, who's really quite good, which makes it laning a lot different as an AD carry when you have heals constantly. As you can see, actually, I'll slow down just a hair. I'm actually kind of practicing a fast mouse click mechanic. You can kind of see it there. It's sort of a dexterity thing. High-level players will do it, particularly like high-level Korean players, where you basically are trying to be unpredictable, and the way you do it is you just zigzag back and forth with your mouse clicking. So I'm just kind of warming up with it, I guess. Not really warming up, just kind of getting into it a little bit. And the goal is to do it while you're actually laning as well. So anyway, part of this video is that we're going to explore the numbers of Twitch, because I haven't really looked at Twitch's numbers before. I've been enjoying playing him, but I haven't actually broken down his numbers, so we're going to do that.
Rust is like more delicious mold.
So we'll speed it up a little bit here. Okay, so we help the jungler start, and we head to lane. We're laning against Ashe. So I'm actually very focused on position. Twitch is a immobile AD carry, as they say, is that he does not have an escape. He has escape. It's a very slow escape. He can't dash or jump away. And so Lux said, hey, how do you like to play? Are you passive or aggressive? And I was like, well, I play passive. And she's like, excellent. But we'll see that if you watch Lux and my positioning, we should actually always be standing parallel to each other. And since I'm the one controlling me and not Lux, I should actually be trying to stand parallel to Lux. Now, I am doing good generally avoiding Ashe's poke. But the dilemma is, and we'll see it come up here, is that Lux has some really good roots. She missed there, but she lands some really good roots. But if I'm not standing next to her, then the target that's rooted is out of range of me if I'm standing behind her, which is what happens most of the time in this laning phase. And if I was actually close, then I'll slow down just for a second here. If I was actually standing next to her, then basically there are times where we would have gotten a kill and we didn't actually. So I just turned level 3. I have one skill in every one of my abilities, and I have my starting items. And so as an experiment to study how Twitch changes from level 3 to level 6, let's take a look at the damage that Twitch has at level 3. Alright, so here we see a level 3 Twitch versus a level 3 Ashe. Although there's laning partners, we'll just choose one target, because ideally we'd like to kill Ashe. So very simply, Ashe doesn't have very good defenses. At level 3, she has about 750 hit points. Twitch, I have the masters that give me armor penetration. And so the thing, though, so this is a lot different. Like previously when we've analyzed characters that have these burst damage abilities. But Twitch is a little different. He's an AD carry. So he delivers most of his damage through his basic attacks, his auto attacks. And what you see in his abilities, his abilities are designed to give him more auto attacks. They either do it by slowing down an enemy, like Venom Cast. If he throws it on someone, it's an AoE. It slows down the enemy, which extends the fight. He has Ambush, where he can turn invisible, gives him movement speed, so he can reposition closer, so that when they run away, he gets more shots off, which extends the fight. And it also gives him an attack speed boost, so in that duration that he is attacking, he gets more auto attacks in. And then his ultimate, which we don't have on this screen, it'll be on the level 6 analysis. the ultimate Rat-Tat-Tat, which used to be called Spray and Pray, gives him more range, does more damage, but gives him more range, which means he gets more auto attacks in. So basically, as an AD carry, and you'll see this with other AD carries as well, is they deliver damage through their auto attacks, and so they often have abilities that basically allow them to get more auto attacks in, either by slowing people, by speeding themselves up, by speeding up their actual auto attacks so they get more in a certain amount of time. So anyway, this is analysis assuming about 4 seconds. So I am running all attack speed runes. So Twitch level 3 has about an attack per second, which is really pretty good. And does 72 physical damage. And so assuming 4 seconds, he'll get 4 auto attacks in. Deadly Venom is his passive, and every auto attack he does puts a damage over time on them that delivers true damage. It goes through all armor and magic resistance, so straight to hit points, and it's 2 points of damage that ticks over 6 seconds. So in this case, and when he throws a Venom cast on someone, it puts on 2 stacks. So this is going to assume that 4 auto attacks put on 4 stacks, a Venom cast puts on 2 stacks, and over time it'll do 12 true damage each one, so 72 true damage. And then Contaminate is an ability he uses that explodes everyone within a decent range, so that's longer than his auto attack range, will have an explosion if they have any Deadly Venom on them, any Deadly Venom stacks. They'll do a flat physical damage, plus it will do damage per Venom stack. So in this case, we're saying, although there will be 6 Venom stacks over time, I'm going to say, well, maybe I only contaminate them. I only explode the stacks when there's 4 stacks, because maybe they're running away, right? And so I don't actually get a chance to explode it on max 6. So I am a new Twitch player. In doing all this and going through all the defense, we find that Twitch does almost 400 points of damage. Well, that is just a little over half of Ash's hit points, so good thing to keep in mind, that when Ash is about like 50% health, that a Twitch engagement could, like a 4-second Twitch engagement could kill her. Now, in this situation, I'm assuming that I'm not using Ambush, and the reason is that although Ambush gives movement speed and auto attack, it also gives invisibility, so it's actually Twitch's escape. Now, in this game, it turns out that one of their players was AFK the whole game, which doesn't affect our laning phase that much, except no jungler showed up. So I could have used it. But the idea is, for me when I was playing, was that I didn't want to use Ambush because I wanted to reserve it for escaping, right? So it's a balancing act with Twitch. Like, do you want to ambush to kill, or do you want to ambush to escape, right? Because they'll give you invisibility and movement speed. So let's go back and we'll kind of get back to the position, and when we get to level 6, we'll look at the level 6 number. So we'll keep in mind this about 400 points of damage at level 3 Twitch for a 4-second engagement. Okay, so here we are. We're back in the game, and we'll speed it up a little bit, and we'll see actually. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying away from Ash's poke. Actually, a few seconds here, that'll be something. Because I'm standing so far back and the minion waves are blocking her poke. But you'll actually see, and Ash's ability that she does get crits more often, so that'll come into play a little bit later here. But we'll actually see that right here, I believe it's because I get caught by a bubble. I finally get caught by a bubble. Let's slow it down a little bit. And right there, we could have gotten a kill on Nami, but I was running away. I was standing too far back. We'll actually rewind it for a second. Okay. So let's slow it down a little bit. So Nami lands the bubble, and I kind of, I'm like, I gotta get away. So I try to get away. But you see right there, if I turned around, we would have easily had enough damage if I was just fighting Nami to kill her. So that's me as a new AD carry, just not really knowing. I didn't really know my damage output. I mean, I actually calculated it while creating this video, so I wasn't really familiar with it. I wasn't paying. I was so focused on last hitting because I'm as a new AD carry. It's like taking time for me to focus on it, that I didn't actually well, wasn't really paying attention to positioning. It was really in kind of reviewing. And look at that Ash poke just really beating on me. I was very focused on staying out of Ash's range and getting last hits, and so that was pretty much taking all of my brain space. But it's obviously very important. Now, when I was playing support, I always knew to be standing near the AD carry, but as AD carry, it's like a different experience because I have a lot more that I'm thinking about. But I do need to be standing. I need to be watching Lux's motion and standing near her. So let's speed this up a little bit. You'll see here Lux lands a great root, and again I am too far back. So she's going a little bit forward. She's quite a bit forward of me there. Yep, and I'm backing up. Do you see that? So again, we could have gotten a kill on Ash because I do even a little bit more damage now at level 4. So there's all these kill opportunities that are missed just because I was very, very focused on last hitting and positioning and staying out of range of Ash and not paying attention to what my support was doing. Again, there we go. I was standing too far back. That would have been another kill. So it's really interesting to see that there are 3 kills that we've missed. Now, obviously, if we got these kills, the lane would have changed. But there are 3 kills that I missed because of my positioning. Because as Twitch, I was just standing too far back. You actually see here, I think Ash hits me with an auto attack, and it's like she has a crit passive, and where crits build up over time, and it hurt. I think there it is. It's coming up. Not yet. It is pretty bad though. There, right there, I was like, holy shit, that hurt. I spent minutes respecting Ash's range, and then I slipped up once, and like I'm almost dead. And there I am using my ambush to escape. So, let's just kind of speed it up here. We're going to kind of take a look at level 6 once we hit level 6. Positioning, positioning, positioning. I'm really close. I'm running out of mana. We have a gank coming in. I didn't have mana. Wasn't paying attention to the jungler. Okay, so I'm level 6 now. So let's take a break and look at Twitch's math for level 6, and we'll see how he changes. It's really quite dramatic how he changes over just 3 levels. Okay, so this is the same 4-second fight with Twitch, but at level 6. Now remember, at level 3 he did 400 points of damage, but at level 6 he does 800 points of damage. I mean, he doubles his damage output. I don't think I adjusted Ash's hit points here. Ash should have about 1,000 hit points here, but that's a big jump. And like, why is that? Okay, well, first of all, very interestingly, one of the things, all the champions have stats that scale at different rates. Like the game designers have balanced them differently. And so one of the things we notice is that his auto attack, his attack speed has increased dramatically. So I have, the runes are unchanged over this time. I mean, I have fast runes, but he's basically attacking 5 attacks over 4 seconds instead of 4 attacks over 4 seconds. He's got an attack speed of 1.3 now instead of 1 per second. That's something that's like, without actually looking at the numbers, I didn't even notice. But now looking at it, it's like, wow, that's really interesting. In addition, his attack is doing more damage, of course. The other is his ultimate adds when he triggers his ultimate, this used to be called Spray and Pray, every auto attack does 20 extra points of damage, plus he gets extended range to his auto attacks. His auto attacks become one of the longest auto attack ranges in the game. So the way I figured that out in this is I said, okay, well, let's say that he gets 5 attacks, people start running, people tend to run when Rat-Tat-Tat starts going off because it's very visible, and it looks painful. But let's say he gets 1 extra auto attack in. So it's a 4-second fight. So he gets 5 attacks over 4 seconds. Plus he gets 1 extra attack because of his ult. So that means that he's now doing 6 auto attacks instead of 4 during those 4 seconds. Or during the fight. We'll say it's 5 attacks over 4 seconds and then 1 extra attack as they're running. In addition, the Deadly Venom, there's more stacks of it. They do more damage. And it's a lot easier to explode with Contaminate, explode the Deadly Venom in stacks, because you're just getting more stacks in a certain amount of time. So I'm still assuming that I'm not pro Twitch, and so I'm not getting max stacks. And when you do all that, it's just an epic amount of damage. It basically doubles his damage. So very, very interesting. Mostly not realizing how his attack speed was increasing, which increases his damage. And of course, a fight. This is like assuming like a 4-second fight. But you know, in the right situation, this is, you know, you could absolutely chase. But this is also a thing where, like, let's say I'm laning with Twitch, and the enemy is like at half health. Like, this is basically just save enough mana for all my abilities, use ambush to sneak up and get close to them, then just drop the venom cast to get 2 stacks, hit the alt, start shooting the moment there's 6, then the moment there's 6 stacks, then do the Contaminate to explode them, and then just, that's it, right? And you just, if you sneak up close to them with your invisibility and then start fighting, that they might fight you, of course, and so obviously if you're low health you might lose because this is going to take a certain amount of time to kill them, but they basically will usually try to run, and you'll basically just be shooting them in the back while they run. And because you have the ultimate going, you actually have really, really quite a range. They have to run quite a ways to get away from you. In addition, part of the build, using runes, using attack speed runes to say, well, I want a fast auto attack, because there's different ways you can build AD carries. One of the reasons is to maximize the ultimate, because the ultimate gives Twitch extra damage per auto attack and extra range for a certain amount of time. I believe it's like 7 seconds. So basically, if you have faster auto attacks, you maximize that more because you're able to do more in that time. But anyway, so that's really interesting to see how Twitch shapes up at level 6, and how he has a huge power spike at level 6 when he gets his ultimate. Now, a lot of characters do, but it's very interesting to see Twitch's and how his power spike looks. And we'll just kind of roll through the last bit here really quick. They actually get a great kill on Lux, but basically there's not much going on. So basically, besides learning Twitch's auto attack scaling, the biggest gist of this, what I've noticed in my play that I can improve from this first 10 minutes, is basically paying attention to where my support is moving and standing, because obviously there's kind of this ebb and flow back and forth, and for us to be standing next to each other. Because if we stand next to each other, then there are so many kills we would have gotten. Particularly a support that has a root. Like Lux is a kind of a poke champ as a support, but her roots are obviously tremendously good, because once she pokes them down and roots them, you know, it's time to finish the job. So anyway, if you guys like this, please like it. If you really liked it, please subscribe. And I will see you all in the Rift.